The Economist, The World in 2017, Planet Trump. Now, this is just my perspective on all the years of paying attention and being woke in regards to what the wannabe elites are trying to lead us into. Their hopes and dreams of a one world governed system. Okay, you see on the screen here the Tower, Judgment, the World, the Hermit, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, and Death. I'm going to try to spend a few moments on what I see in these cards, and hopefully you can see the same thing. If not, that's fine. No argument there. We all come from different understandings anyway. All right. Let's start with the Tower. Now on the Tower, let me make it larger. On the Tower you see a lightning bolt. The lightning bolt definitely represents Lucifer, Satan, an angel falling from the heavens, wanting to be the creator, setting his throne on the earth as if he is the creator. And there are many Luciferians that see him as the creator, or it as the creator. Here you have the Vatican / Jesuits advocating that confusion stops and that the Tower of Babel be torn down. And Satan is doing that, order out of chaos. Now you would say, why would Satan or Lucifer do that? Well, that's because that's the method to the madness. And then you have over here the communism. Now this could represent China, and it can represent the Soviet Union / Russia. We know about the Tower of Babel. We know about the Trump Tower. We know about the Twin Towers. There go two towers splitting down the middle. Right here it illustrates a tower heading down, and then there's a tower in the inside of the smoke. As above, so beneath. The smoke goes up, above, it comes down. You could try the triangle the other way. We have flames of fire coming outside of the Tower of Babel or the Trump Tower. Okay? So you have the Trump Tower, the Towers of Babel, and you have the two twin towers, something going between them. But the main thing that's important is who did the destruction. The worker, the adversary of darkness, Lucifer / aka Satan, and his wannabe elites of the world. This thing is definitely known that they say Saudi Arabia / oil interest. However, we know that the CIA director of the past, Bush Sr., had a lot to do with 9/11. And it's sad to say it, but it's just the truth. I don't have long, so let me move forward. Look into it. Don't knock it until you look into it. Have faith in the Creator. Don't have faith in man or woman. Build your hope on things eternal, which is the Father and the Father alone, according to Isaiah 43. Move forward. You have a path to the theses hanging on the door, the 95 Theses of Martin Luther. You have the Protestant cross. You have the Catholic Vatican cross with Ius, JC, Jesus, Yahushua, Yahus. And these characters are all in the same clothing with all the same faces. The Orthodox Church, the Vatican, which the Orthodox do not desire to submit to the Vatican. You see a clear blue sky. This stuff will happen out of nowhere, which the Twin Towers did, which those who worship Satan, Lucifer, the Luciferians, the Brotherhood of Saturn, they participated in this. Okay? Clear and plain. You can see it so many different ways, because this is the way the elites have to do it. They can't just be specific on one incident. They have a multitude of duality going on, so that we, who are always looking at them, won't exactly know the path they're going to take or come from. The Magician is regarding as above, so beneath. You see a 3D box. Now the 3D box is replicating the housing market, people's American dreams. The 3D box is a fallacy. It's the American dream. It's a dream. It's in your head. And you're trying to live towards this dream. But you need to wake up and realize that it's not about a house. It's not about a home. It's about the people that's in that place, that four wall roof building. Now you see this character here. He has his finger pushing a button. This is the magician. Design is the Luciferians. Ooh, of course, definitely 1000% the Jesuits. They have the finger on the button of the market, the bankers, the banksters. They're pushing this assembly line. They're the ones saying buy a house. Oh, the stock market's going to fall. Oh, foreclosure. As above, so beneath. They feel as if they're the L's on earth. They're the GODs on earth. They're the dogs on earth. We are the Goyams. They're the big dogs, the chiefs. You see an infinity, which could be also, there's another word for this symbol, but I want to say infinity because infinity in mathematics means a continuation of no end. I mean, there's just duplication. And when you look into history, even farther back than 1929, way back, you see the same cycles that they keep doing the same stuff over and over and over. And because they have us in this virtual world of the TV and they're actually devices that you can actually put on your head that can take you to other places that they're trying to sell nowadays. Kids, I hope you will not get involved in these devices because they can actually mess with your sensors. There are movie stars and singers that are definitely mind controlled. They're trying to mind control what the boy name is, Kanye West. They already got Kim mind controlling Chris and so many people they already have just they've messed them up. But as he holds the rod up as above, so beneath. That's that goat. That's the Baphomet. It's just the Roman road. You can see it. There's the sun rising and right behind his head, and that can also be like a halo. Okay. Here you have a fallen comet / star. Now you know Lucifer / Satan is the fallen star. You have here going across the sky astrological things where there are people that pay attention to the stars. That's their whole job. That's all they do. They're paying attention to the stars because the elites need them to, so that the elites can meet in council like they did on Jekyll Island and conjure up something to destroy us or be to our demise. You have here, looks like, it looks red, but you also know that the moon has craters like this. And of course, NASA, who is Nazi, propagate much about the moon and going to the moon, and then they turn around and say they want to go to the moon and they haven't been to the moon. But if you don't listen, you don't catch that. A lot of people just believe what the television, the tube says. However, it's just a funny thing that we haven't been back, if we've ever been. So we have people in the stars, and these are millennium children. They're looking to the stars. They're into New Age. They're into the Enlightenment, but they're getting dumber. They're being dumbed down. Their heads are in the stars. Their heads are in Hollywood. You know, the Hollywood, the witchcraft stick. That's where their minds are on, Hollywood Boulevard. And they want to be stars, and they want to be on YouTube, and they want to be on Facebook, and they want to eat fried chicken and act a fool while they're on camera, you know, even when they're speaking half-truths. Here we have Donald Trump. You see that famous hairstyle? So we know it's Donald. He usually doesn't wear blacks, but we're not going to worry about that. We see in his right hand something very special. It's globe light sticking up, and then you have in his arm here, his left arm, a stick with an eagle. He's sitting on the top of the world right now, sitting on a snake-like throne with the American flag being the fabric. The backside of this globe earth, as they want to call it, the Levat or Iraq, the Eastern world is covered by the flag, and we are, as a country, covering that landscape with much propaganda and much fake democracy, but that's for another time and another day. We see here Donald's feet are over United States. He's walking through the land right now. He's going from place to place celebrating. His feet are walking across America. But he also is sitting on the top portion of the North Plain. I want to show you what he actually, who he's actually representing. There you have what he's holding, but he holds it in his right hand, and he holds this one in his left hand. That's the bird, eagle. This is the globe with the cross on it. The same thing he has here. It's the same objects. Keep that in mind. Now, for those of you that understand Jesuits, understand Knights of Malta, understand the Templars, understand secret societies, this will not be difficult for you to comprehend. We have a crown here. This is the Romans. The Romans have advocated rewriting of books and burning books in the hopes of controlling a people's spiritual, emotional, and physical life. Always have, always will. The pontiff. Donald actually is advocating for these people, working for these people. He always speaks in regards to his father, taking them to the Jesuit dinner yearly. He spoke about that when him and Hillary, his cousin, was sitting on the outer edges of this bishop from New York. Okay? You may have to find that out for yourself and do a little bit more studying, but it's clear and obvious. Now I want to show you something else that I found was quite interesting. And it's this. This is NASA, Nazi kind of propaganda. The outer space in the background with the lights, the yellow lights. I'll get to that in another video. You have 33 here, 33 here, 33, 33 with the arrows. As above, so beneath, the wings. It also could represent the Democrats, the Republicans and Democrats. Whoever's on the throne is where the Vatican Jesuits sit. They've infiltrated our government on a big scale. CIA, FBI, it's all corrupt. Here you have the circle again in the left hand with the cross, and then you have the stick. The picture of Donald is sort of opposite, but the concept is still the same. It's still the same concept. Okay? Still the same concept. Okay? The phoenix rising from the ashes. There you have. Yeah. Okay? There's no difficulty in this understanding. We just got to know that this is what they do. Okay? And that's the yellow background I was talking about that goes along with this yellow background. Okay? And the scepters right there, and the leader of the world at the top, and that's where Donald sits. But he's not the leader, okay? This guy, these people are the leadership, no doubt. Let's deal with this tower here, because this has a lot to do with the church. It has a lot to do with religion. It has a lot to do with propaganda. It has a lot to do with infiltration. It has a lot to do with scandal. It has a lot to do with everything that's most important to the religious societies in this world. Here we have communism, which Russia/China, red and white. Then you have the Catholic Church, the Vatican, the Jesuits, red and white. Then you have the regular cross without JC on the cross. That would be the Catholics because they love idols. And then you have the regular Christians, the Protestants, the Protestants. They have a basic cross, which is an idol as well. But this is the 95 Theses that Martin Luther nailed on the door. He nailed on the door of the the Tower of Babel in his day to say you're bringing confusion to the earth, and you need to answer what I'm asking. The famine. The economists, and this is what they're telling us, that they're going to bring order out of chaos. They're going to burn the fiat currency. 2018, if they can't have their way, it's going to burn, period. They threw the whole conversation, and they will rise from the ashes because they're the worthy ones of this earth, and we are all trash to them. We're goings, and they're all important. But of course, we know that's not true. This is their soul satisfying desire. The satisfying desire is to bring destruction upon the earth. If they can't have their way, they're going to have the Zika virus, the rider on the horse that brings pestilence and death. Well, death. You have that fish, which you saw that earlier, and the famine and the food. This is what they want. GMO crops, Monsanto's working its magic. Of course, you have the Jesuits, the Vatican love death. Skull and Bones, they love death. So they probably wouldn't mind blowing up the earth. But then there's another fraction that they don't want death. And I think that's probably why they really didn't want Donald, because he probably doesn't want nuclear explosion. He probably just want slaves that are able to work and make money for their system. But there's a group that definitely wants explosion and death, and that to me seems as a WWW666, all seeing eye in the background there. And they've been doing this even in Africa. They've been doing this in Venezuela and Argentina. It's not hasn't started. It's already started. You know, we USA Americans just on the end of the totem pole, I suppose. This is the mosquito. And there's actually people say, "Oh, well, there's no such thing as a mosquito plague." Well, they made up one, so get over it. Death and destruction is what they desire if we do not obey, and we will not obey. I hope you won't obey. I'll do another video after this one.